Why fit in when you were born to stand out? From fitting in to standing out, finding your voice in the crowd. Hello everyone, I'm Akshara Rajesh, and today I'd like to share my opinion on something that has concerned me for quite a while. But before that, here's some food for thought. How many of you don't like an online game, but you play it because your friends do? They all have something in common to connect and talk, and you don't. So you follow the herd and play because, well, what else to do? If you don't, you'd be alone. The very words debate of primary and middle schoolers. But it's not that useful. You may end up liking the game, but it's unlikely. You'll just be forcing yourself to suffer. Now, adults. How many of you have seen pictures of extravagant first birthdays on social media, then felt pressure to do the same? You spend all your hard-earned money on streamers and venues to make your child's day special? And this is really sweet, but think about it. Your one-year-old kid will definitely not remember the party. And while you'll be saying, I'll show them photos and videos. Let's be honest. How many of you look at your photos voluntarily from a month? Or no, a week ago. A week ago. I'm betting you don't, most of the time. So when are you going to look at photos from years and years ago? And that's the real truth. It's not that necessary to throw huge first birthday parties. So then, why do we do all these things? From forcing ourselves to play games we don't like, to spending thousands and thousands and thousands on brands, gadgets, and parties that aren't necessary. It's because of peer pressure. What's peer pressure? It's when people are subconsciously influenced to do something others are, for the fear of being outcasted. This phenomenon is also known as follow the herd, and means you'll do what others do, whether on the spot or not. In the past, this actually helped us survive. When our ancestors were out hunting, following the herd created a difference between getting a good meal or becoming one. Let's say it's a big, beautiful sunny day and you're out hunting with your tribe when suddenly they all screamed, dropped their weapons, and ran away. What would you do? Stand and wonder why or run after them? It could just be a rock that looks like a saber-toothed tiger, but our brains have been wired for better safe than sorry. Statistics show that the age group most susceptible to peer pressure is adolescents, peaking around age 14. During this time, teens are pulling away from their parents' influence and trying to become their own persons, but they don't have a solid understanding of the consequences of their actions. Peer pressure isn't necessarily all that bad though. You might notice people avoid doing a certain thing and don't do it either. For example, you might notice that everyone in your new school avoids gossip, so you avoid gossip too, because there's no one to talk to. That's not bad, because gossip can equal rumors and misinformation. Of course, peer pressure is synonymous with negative impact, and that's not wrong exactly. Like I said in the earlier example, it can make you spend money on unnecessary things, or do things you don't like. In the long term, it can lead to loss of identity, vulnerability, and dependence. And in teens, where emotions are more profound and they think with their hearts, it can also lead to anger and confusion. For example, let's say you go to school and everybody there is doing some dance you don't know. But when you tell them you don't know how to do it, they all start laughing at you. So you go home determined to learn to dance, and learn it you do. The next day you come back to school, you're dancing with everybody, having fun, the time of your lives, but then you get laughed at because you don't have a new type of bag. So that night you go home, and instead you beg your parents for a new bag, and they get angry when they don't give it to you. This is an example of explicit peer pressure. It's when someone directly tells you to conform or to change. The other type of peer pressure is implicit peer pressure, or quiet peer pressure, like that birthday party example in the beginning. No one's telling adults to throw huge first birthday parties, but they're influenced by social media and maybe friends and family. So far, we've established that peer pressure can be positive or negative, implicit or explicit, and can create loss of identity and vulnerability, among other things. Now, how about identifying it? Because that's an important step in stopping the need to conform. Some signs of peer pressure include aggressive or antisocial behavior, low moods, not wanting to look at social media platforms, or excessive use of your social media platforms like Facebook or X. You may also get lower self-esteem and start losing friends. If you identify these traits in someone you know or even in yourself, then that's an important first step. Now, the next step is asking yourself a very, very, very important question. Who are you? Knowing who you are and your most basic qualities and traits can help you see if you're changing any of them to fit in, even one. If so, I have a secret to tell you. You're not alone. There are hundreds and thousands and even millions of people out there, from sports players to activists to artists to everyday regular people like us, who resisted peer pressure and made a difference. Even when people were telling them to stop being so there and start fitting in like everybody else, they didn't listen. You know why? They had confidence in their ideas. You could have 1,000 ideas, but the only ones you will never change are the ones you're confident in. Now, how do you gain confidence in yourself? Well, you can start with connections. Connect with people who relate to you and will influence you to do what they want. You can also start limiting what you do on social media. If something is influential, then stop watching videos of the sort. So, adults, maybe don't watch those testing gadget videos that get you to the idea of buying that LED speaker. You can also give yourself a list of code rules, as I like to call them. And whenever you're about to do something because your bestie or your colleague said so, list those code rules in your head and see if you're changing any of them. If so, don't do it. These small actions can be differences that we create. We live in a world that often pushes us to blend in, conform, and be part of a crowd. But the truth is, we weren't born to be like everyone else. We were all born to leave our own footprint and to stand out, not as someone decided for us, but as us. From the moment we enter this world, we're surrounded by influences. Friends, family, teachers, social media, society, all have their expectations, their standards, and often we conform ourselves to get those nods of approval. But we could do so much better. Standing out is not about being louder or better than everyone else. It's about staying true to ourselves and allowing our unique light to shine through. When we stop trying to fit into a mold and instead carve our own path, we inspire our peers to do the same. Together, we can create a place where authenticity is celebrated and everyone has a voice because our voice matters. But it's just as important how we communicate it. Here's something I wrote to show you how I communicate my voice through speaking and presenting. Some people communicate it through writing books, through singing songs, through doing art and performances. But of course, there are a lot of people out there like me, maybe even you are one of them, who communicate ourselves through speaking, writing, and presentations. It's a poem, or a rap would be more accurate. It's a rap I wrote on peer pressure. Hey, wanna come with us to a party tonight? Your best friends asked you at school one day. No thanks, and isn't 19 plus? I think I was going home on the bus. They forgot about you real quick after that. Ignored your calls and didn't read your texts. Hey, wanna hang out tonight, you ask? They rolled their eyes, tell you were being a brat. You look at your phone and then think about the pros. Is this speaker really gonna help? You shrug. I'm an adult now, I'll do as I please. Plus, everyone's buying it, can't I see? Soon you realize all the money's gone to waste. You could upload it on Insta, but whatever does it do? All that hush gone, a few clicks and snap. But you just smile, type of a caption full caps. Conform, change, make her someone new. To rock the boat, you make a mess. So what if I do? You're you, so who can tell someone what to be? That's basically taking away their whole identity. Maybe it's time we stop fitting in and start standing out, because that's the only way you'll find your voice in the crowd. Thank you!